Anyway, we're underway here in our Open semi-final. And whilst Josh Bright and Jen Hewitt have not played together before, we can see as the result of some of the action already today that they've quickly established an effective working relationship here, an effective partnership where they've become synonymous with the skill sets of each other. And who's going to be taking the balls? What a great smash from Anakin. Owen plucks that ball out of the air and places it behind Josh Bright. You can expect Josh Bright to be dominant on that side of the court. That ball goes long from Bright, who's all about power, all about explosion. Macalle and Owen have got all of the experience to be able to defend against that. But already, Simon, we can see that it's Josh Bright playing 90% of the shots.
Yeah, I would say that 2 shots ago he came right across to the right-hand side of the court, puts up a high lob, and then isn't able to get back to his side of the court to cover the return shot.
That's nicely placed down the centre of the court. Owen and Macalle just not establishing themselves there, but Josh Bright managing to thread the needle. Yeah, and if you can't defend against that power, it's going to keep coming back at you over and over again. And for me, the best defensive strategy here, and we referenced it yesterday in commentary, Simon, is bring them forward to the kitchen line, because they're not going to be able to drive the ball from the kitchen line. So for Owen and Macalle, they need to get Bright and Hewitt to the kitchen line here.
Totally agree. I know, again, we've said this many, many times, but engage the soft. If you're not winning a hands back, if you're not winning that driving game, engage the soft game.
And there we go, and that's a tag off the hip by Josh Bright, body bag. Georgia Macalle walks away in frustration with herself. And it's an ace. What a serve from Josh Bright. It's an ace on the serve. Ace Bright, not a pet detective, but he's a driver. And there we go, in no time at all, the Josh Bright show is there for all to see. 6-1. Got to defend this drive, Simon Farr.
Absolutely, and like we said earlier, yesterday there were some upsets, and this could be a big upset, this one, if they go through. They've got to change their strategy and quick.
No matter where you are on the court, Anakin Owen or Georgia Macalle, just get that ball into the kitchen line, and on your return of serve, you've got to get it deep and wide. You've got to get Jen Hewitt in the game, because Josh Bright is just dominating. A rare error on the forehand of Bright. And Macalle in particular is like a rabbit in the headlights here. Not too sure what's hit them.
They've got to score on this side out now.
Oh, ball's going out. No cries, Georgia Macalle. No cries, Anakin Owen.
That's pure frustration from being frozen out of the game. He wanted to hit it even though he's going out.
You know what I love most about Georgia Macalle? Her mum.
Really?
She travels to every game with Macalle. It's her biggest supporter, and you can see her every time she plays, cheering her on. Always got a smile on her face. So that's my favourite thing about Georgia, her mum.
There we go. He's defended the drive, and they've won the point.
Yeah, the drive's defended, so we get a brief exchange at the kitchen line, and it goes to Owen and Macalle. Question is, can they repeat that? Not with returns like that. You can't return mid-court. you cannot afford to return mid-court because you know what's coming. Be able to potentially look at the return from Owen. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. The return from Owen goes to the backhand of Josh Bright, who has to play a slice third, and then they're in the ascendancy. Yes, there was a pop-up, but it forces a mistake from Bright on the volley. It's all about the return of serve. Big serve goes long. Owen's not sure. Anakin Owen's frustrated. Maybe that's the position in the game. But that's definitely called long by Jen Hewitt.
And that was long.
Fast hands from Anakin Owen. He's known for that on the circuit here in the UK. One of the top male players in the UK. And he proves it there on that rally. It's a pop-up. It's a pop-up from Macalle, and at this level, it's going to get punished, Simon Farr.
Yeah, especially at that height and right on his forehand. That's not going to come back.
Either got to go real out far to the wing of Jen Hewitt or towards the back end of Bright. You cannot afford to keep putting that ball down the centre line.
No.
Because Josh Bright's dominating 75, 80, 90% of the court. Lay it towards his backhand. Either way, it's impressive from Josh Bright, who's come to play. And there we see simple errors from Anakin Owen. And all of a sudden, it's match point. It's a demolition job. It's a Josh Bright job. And it's impressive. Again, a short return.
Oh,
Fast
what a
hands.
get.
What a rescue. What a point from Anakin Owen. And if you watch nothing else back today, watch that point because that's unbelievable. Great pick-up from Josh Bright, but it's Anakin Owen with the class. There we go. Georgia Macalle plays behind Josh Bright on that occasion, causes the pop-up, and then puts the forehand volley away. It's almost like they recognise the strategy, but maybe all too late.
It feels like that. Again, I don't understand some...
Again, plays out wide to the wing of Jen Hewitt, draws the mistake, and all of a sudden, the last three exchanges have been won because the strategy has been accurate.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Ball was there for Anakin Owen, won the hands battle, but the celebration comes from Bright. So here we go. Second match point for Hewitt and Bright. And that goes wide, and I think Anakin Owen and Georgia Macalle are just pleased that's over. Congratulations to Jen Hewitt. And ladies and gentlemen, remember the name, Josh Bright. A shining performance from Bright, who was allowed to dominate down the centre of the court. Drive after drive, power after power. Josh Bright is dynamite here at the Tournated Pickleball Cup.